welcome back to Extreme Outdoor Survival. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Around here, we don't do entertainment survival or fake drama. We study what real survivors did right, what history proves works, and how not to become another cautionary tale. If you want to sharpen your mind, toughen your instincts, and survive places that don't care whether you make it home or not, hit subscribe now. Let's start with a truth most people never hear. Nature almost never suddenly attacks. Storms, predators, hypothermia, altitude sickness, avalanches, hostile humans, they announce themselves. Subtle shifts, small warnings, survivors notice, victims don't. The wilderness is constantly speaking. The real question is whether you've trained yourself to hear it. This video is about rewilding your senses. Not fantasy instincts, not mystical animal powers, but practical perception, the kind that kept hunters, explorers, soldiers, and indigenous communities alive long before GPS and rescue helicopters existed. Your brain is domesticated and the wilderness exposes it. Modern life dulls awareness. Constant noise, screens, traffic, lights. Your senses adapt to artificial chaos. Then people step into silence and think silence means safety. It doesn't. Silence is data. A forest that suddenly goes quiet is telling you something. Predators move, weather shifts, territory boundaries are crossed. Rewilding your senses begins by accepting this. The wilderness is not background scenery, it's an active system, and you are entering it. Here is a simple field-tested exercise. Stop walking, don't talk, don't film, don't check your phone. Just stand still for 2 full minutes. At first, your brain will fidget. Then the noise drops. Layers of sound appear. Birds, wind direction, branch movement, distant water. Something stepping through duff. That shift is your senses turning back on. Do it regularly, and the speed at which you read terrain will increase dramatically. Sight. Learning to see movement before shape. Most people look at things. Survivors look for change. Your eyes are honestly incredibly good at catching movement in your peripheral vision. That's actually one of the oldest predator detection systems humans have, so use it. Instead of, staring at a single object, soften your eyes and scan for motion across the whole environment. Here's where it becomes practical. When traveling through forest, don't search for a bear or a person. Look for things like ripples in tall grass, shadow shifts not caused by wind, birds flushing in sequence, and, unnatural straight lines in organic spaces. A straight edge in nature often means tool-use camps, snares, or human presence. Hunters and special operations units use this exact method because it works. History's best trackers didn't memorize textbook diagrams. They trained their eyes to ask one constant question: what here does not belong? Animals really do tell you when danger enters the scene. If you want early warning, listen to other life. Bird alarm calls change when a predator arrives. Insects, they go quiet before heavy rain. Small mammals disappear before large ones move through. When everything falls silent fast, don't dismiss it. Pause, kneel, observe. Something entered the area. Right, here's a direct, applicable procedure. When sound stops, first, stop moving. Second, lower your profile. Third, listen for directionality. Fourth, scan downwind first. Predators hunt with wind advantage. And finally, plan exit routes, then continue only when activity resumes. This isn't theory. Historical accounts from trappers, scouts, and indigenous hunters around the world describe the same phenomenon. The land warns those who listen. Now, smell, the underestimated survival sense. Smell is one of the most primal danger detection systems we possess, but most people ignore it. In the wild, it becomes crucial. Rotting vegetation can indicate unstable ground or hidden bog. Ammonia or musk smells can mean large animals nearby. The scent of rain combined with sudden temperature drop signals fast weather change, especially in mountains. Train this deliberately. When you stop for camp, smell the air intentionally. Over time, your brain will automatically link sense with risk. That's rewilding, reconnecting input to consequence. Your body senses pressure and electricity before storms. Your skin can feel barometric pressure shifts. That uneasy, restless, pre-storm feeling isn't imagination. Ancient seafarers and nomadic tribes relied on it. Practical example. You're above tree line. Winds change direction sharply, pressure feels heavy, and your hair begins to prickle. That isn't drama. That is static charging before lightning strike zones develop. Get lower immediately. Don't wait for visible lightning. People struck on ridgelines rarely saw it coming. Your nervous system is older than the weather app, so respect it. Intuition isn't magic. It's pattern recognition you didn't consciously process. Survivors often say, "I just had a bad feeling about that route." That isn't mysticism. It is your brain adding up microsignals you didn't verbalize. Wrong bird behavior, off wind direction, unusual silence, rock instability. When something inside says stop, do this instead of arguing with yourself. Halt movement, rest your pack, drink water, review map and terrain, and ask, what changed in the last 10 minutes? Usually you'll identify it. Dropping temperature, avalanche slope angle increasing, new scat, fresh tracks, or, well, even fatigue clouding your judgment. People who live ignore intuition. People who die say, "I knew something felt wrong." So how to actually train these senses starting now? This isn't gifted ability, it's practice. Walk slower. Those alone changes everything. Fast movement blinds perception. Move like you're being watched, because in wilderness you often are. Turn outings into drills. Hike in silence for 30 minutes. Catalog 5 smells, 5 sounds, and 5 temperature shifts. Track wind direction continuously. Predict weather change before checking instruments. You're teaching your brain to treat the environment as information, not just scenery. Nature tests people who pretend it is a theme park, but it rewards those who pay attention. Rewilding your senses isn't romantic, it's survival. It's the difference between spotting the warning signs and, well, becoming another story someone else tells later. If you want more deep historical, hard-edged survival knowledge, subscribe now, share this video with someone who hikes with their eyes closed, and keep sharpening your mind. Out here, awareness is life.